Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chilton, where the Tigers take on the Chilton Lady Tigers. This is Bruce Link along our executive producer Jason Motter, bringing you today's girls softball action live on Ripon Sports YouTube. The Ripon Lady Tigers played Princeton Green Lake this past Monday and came away with their third win as they defeated the Tiger Sharks 11-1 in 6 innings, giving Ripon an 8-11 season record. For the Chilton Tigers, they last played last week Friday against Two Rivers and defeated the Raiders 9-1 to finish their Eastern Wisconsin Conference season in first place with a 12-2 record and a 15-2 overall record. Ripon is coached by Mike Makarevich and Chilton is coached by Jay Yuckham. And right now they're giving the lineups for each team. Just completed Ripon's. We'll do ours as each player comes up to bat. Weather conditions here at game time. Temperature is about 93 degrees with the weather report I looked at said about a 5-mile-an-hour wind, but I'm thinking it's more like a 12 to 15-mile-an-hour wind. Feels pretty good out here in the heat. It's going to be a little warm out here for these girls this afternoon as they get ready to play Chilton here in a non-conference matchup. This will be the last game of the season before Ripon starts regional play next week, Monday, against Winneconne at Winneconne, and we'll have that action for you as we'll be coming to you from Winneconne next week to bring you the action. So Chilton taking the field as they were getting introduced. First batter up for Ripon is going to be Abby Radloff. Coach Makarevich making quite a lineup change today, giving some girls the opportunity to bat in different spots. Abby Radloff, our first batter. She'll be followed on deck by Cassidy Motter. So we'll see what Ripon can do here, if they can keep their 3-game winning streak going into the regional next week against Winneconne. Make it 4 in a row. And that's our hope anyway. Ripon in their black jerseys with orange trim and numbers. Chilton in blue jerseys, white pants. Blue jerseys have a yellow trim with them. So school colors, blue and a yellow, gold color type of a yellow. So getting ready here to play ball as Abby Radloff steps into the batter's box. Gets ready to get things started here this afternoon, and the first pitch to Radloff is a strike.
87 degrees, winds from the southeast, 10 miles per hour up to 16.
Gentleman doing the announcing today says our temperature is only 87. And a swing and a miss by Radloff for strike 2. As the pitcher winds it up and ticks it for Radloff. She ticks it back foul. Pitcher is Andrea Schmitz for the Chilton Tigers. Schmitz is a senior this year, and Radloff strikes out. For out number 1 for the Tigers. I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. We've had a good following all year long. We hope you'll continue with us through the regionals as far as Ripon goes, and Motter takes a big swing and ticks it back for a foul. Strike one to Cassidy Motter. Lexi Miller on deck for the Tigers. Lexi plays center field. Cassidy will be playing third base for the Tigers this afternoon. She has a hit out to center fielder. The center fielder out there pulls that in for out number 2. So not a bad hit by Motter. As that'll bring up Lexi Miller. Ripon center fielder on deck is Avery Makarevich. And a strike. She watches it go by. She'll step up for the next pitch from Schmitz. And she hits that one, and that one's going to go foul, out of bounds for straight 2. Lexi not one to stand with the bat on her shoulder. She's a swinger. Actually, for the most part, most of these Ripon players are. They do a pretty good job of swinging the bat. And Miller, ground ball over to third base, and that's going to be out number 3. So at the end of the first half inning of play, Ripon goes 3 up, 3 down, and Ripon 0, Chilton 0. Starting the bottom of the first inning here in Chilton. First batter up will be Emily Rurig. Rurig, the center fielder for Chilton. And she's a lefty. She charges the ball. Comes away with ball 1 on the first pitch from Layla Simonis, pitching for Ripon this afternoon. Now ball 2. So the first 2 pitches by Simonis are balls. 2-0 count to Rurig. Now 3 balls. Three and 0 count to Rurig as she waits for the next pitch from Simonis. And a strike right down the middle. Nice looking pitch by Layla. As she's got 3 balls and 1 strike now to Rurig. The next one is high, 4-4, gives her a base on balls. Puts the first runner on base today for both time, and that's going to bring up Callie Wolfel, first baseman for the Tigers of Chilton. If I say the Tigers, I'll try to be distinct as to which team is the Tigers that I'm referring to. And Makarevich throws it down to first base, trying to get the out on the runner. But the runner, Rurig, gets back in time as we've got a 1-ball count on Wolfel. 1 ball, no strikes. And now the second pitch is a ball also. So 2 balls, no strikes. To me, when you've got a batter charging the ball like that, I would think that'd be difficult for the umpire to be able to call it. She bunts it, picks up by Simona. She gets it over to first. For the first out. Oh, they called her safe? Okay, the umpire was behind another person and I couldn't see him. I thought it was an out, but they called her safe over at first. So a bunt base hit. That's going to put runners on first and second. Brings up Ariel Schneider with Andrea Schmitz on deck. Schneider the catcher, and she takes a ball, and both runners are gonna advance to second and third. So first pitch is a ball to Schneider. And this one, she's going to pop up high. Bumby will come over and garner that one for the first out. Runners will hold at second and third after Bumby catches that pop-up in the infield. So number 10, Andrea Schmitz, the pitcher, steps up to the box. Megan Myers, shortstop, on deck for Chilton. And she pops that one up. That's going to go to Simonis. Simonis takes that for out number 2. So Simonis with a chance to get out of this inning without any runs coming across. 2 outs with runners at second and third. Brings up Megan Myers, shortstop. She ticks that one back for strike 1. We have 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Megan Myers at bat with 1 strike, and now she hits this one out to center field, and that gets out deep all the way to the fence. That's going to bring across 2 runs for Chilton and put Myers at second. So a double for Myers, and she bangs that one out all the way to the fence, 220 yards out to the fence. Excuse me, 220 feet. So another lefty up now, Macy Monroe. She fouls that one back out of play for strike 1. 2 outs, runner at second. 2 runs have come across for Chilton. And she'll pop that one up, and that's going to be out of play for strike 2. So Simonis gets out ahead of Monroe. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Puts that one, looked good, but called it a ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Monroe. And this one's high for 2 balls. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Macy Monroe, left fielder for the Chilton Tigers. That one inside. Going to load the count up at full with 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's in there. Ground ball over to third base. She'll throw it over to first, and they got the 3rd out. So Cassidy Motter throws the ball over to first to get the out on the ground ball for out number 3. As Chilton gets 2 runs across on 2 hits and no errors. So at the end of 1 complete inning of play, it's Chilton 2, Ripon Tigers 0. Back here at Chilton. As we start the top of the 2nd inning, the Tigers, Chilton Tigers ahead 2-0, and Avery Makarevich will start things off at the top of the 2nd inning for Ripon. For First pitch to Avery is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. As Makarovic steps in for the next one. She hits that one out to right field, and outfielder can't get it. It's going to go off her glove. She's going to go all the way around to third base and be safe at third. Ends up with a triple. Actually, it came off her glove, so it's not a triple. No, my mistake. So Ellie Bumby, second baseman for the Tigers, comes up with a runner at third. Chance to bring a run in. Bumby with a 1 ball, no strike count. She takes the next pitch and swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Allie Bumby. Makarovic at third. And another swing and miss by Bumby. That's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, she waits for the next pitch. She ticks that one away for a foul. Count will hold at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice sunny day out here. Warm day. Thank goodness for the wind today. Next pitch, and Bumby hits that. It's going to be caught by the first baseman on a little pop-up for out number 1. As Makarovic will hold at third base. So that brings up first baseman Erica Mills for Ripon. Avery Downs will be on deck. Mills bunts the first, and coming home is Makarovic. She'll be safe for the first run, and Mills will make it to first. So 1 out, runner at first with Baker coming up to bat. Eva Baker, not Downs. And she'll hit this one, a high pop-up. That's going to go to center fielder. Will run in and grab that one for out number 2. And that'll bring up Layla Simone, or now Downs will come up. So Avery Downs steps up to the plate. Simonis is the flex person today. Downs is the designated person. So first pitch to Downs was a strike. Now the second one is a strike. As Downs waits for the next pitch. And that's going to be high for a ball. Baker going to go to second, and she's safe as they try to throw her out. Trying to take second. Excuse me, Erica Mills, not Baker. Downs hits a ball, and that's going to be pulled in on the pop-up by the shortstop for out number 3. But 1 run will come across for the Tigers. 1 hit, no hits, no errors, 1 error. As Downs gets the 3rd out, and after 1 1/2 innings of play, it's Chilton 2, Ripon 1. Welcome back to Chilton as Ripon trails Chilton by 1 as Chilton Tigers leading here as we start the bottom of the second inning 2-1. First batter up for Chilton will be Abigail Yadis. She'll be followed by Brianna Ott. Yadis, the third baseman for Chilton, and a ball on the first pitch by Simonis. Simonis with the next pitch and ticks that one back foul for strike one. Bottom of the second inning. Chilton leads it here 2-1 over the Tigers. As Simonis pitches and now a bunt put down, but that'll roll foul. One ball, 2 strikes. The count to Abigail Yadis. So Simonis is out ahead of her. One more strike. And she'll ground this one to Bumby. And Bumby throws it over to Erica Mills for the first out of the inning. As Bumby throws it to Erica Mills on the ground ball. That brings up Brianna Ott. With 1 out, nobody on. At the second batter up here in the bottom of the second inning for Chilton. And she'll pop that one up. That one's going to be trouble as that's going to drop into right field. And now the batter gets around. She'll get to second. So a base hit and then an extra base by Ott. Brings up Morgan Owens. Owens takes a strike, looking on the first pitch from Simonis. 1 out, runner at second here in the bottom of the second inning for Chilton. Morgan Owens at the plate. She'll hit this one. And this one's going to go, stays in just inside the first base foul line, and 1 run's going to come across. A batter's going to get around to third base. As Ripon, or Chilton rather, gets another run across, making it 3-1 now over Ripon. Here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 out, 1 run across, and a runner at third, and we're going to go to the top of the order for Chilton. Emily Rohrig. Rohrig took a base on balls in the first inning, and now a strike to start things off here for her. So Simonis ready for the next pitch to Rohrig. Winds it up, and that's going to be 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Rohrig. With 1 out. And now ground ball over to the shortstop, and they get her out at first. And the runner comes in to score, puts another run on the board for Chilton. Makes it a 4-1 game. And that's going to be out number 2. And brings up Callie Wolfel for Chilton. She had a base hit in the first inning. This one's going to go past second base and out into right field for a base hit once again for Wolfel. So 2 base hits today for Wolfel for Chilton, as Ariel Schneider will step up to the plate with Andrea Schmitz on deck. Schneider, the catcher for Chilton. 2 outs, 1 runner on for Chilton. That's Wolfel. As Simonis with the pitch, and that'll be a foul ball for strike 1. to Ariel Schneider. 2 outs. Runner at first. Schneider with a no ball, 1 strike count. Here in the bottom of the second inning for the Chilton Tigers. Ball high now. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Schneider. Simonis gets ready to wind it up again. And the pitch, and that's going to be a base hit right over the pitcher's head into center field. Put runners at first and second. 2 base hits in a row after 2 outs. Chilton has 4 base hits so far this inning. 2 runs have come across. As Chilton putting in a courtesy runner, and going in as a courtesy runner is number 7, Amber. I believe he said Amholt. That's not a name that's on my roster. So runners at first and second as the batter, Andrea Schmitz, who's also the pitcher, takes the first pitch for ball 1. 2 outs. And she'll connect this with this one. It's going to be a pop-up foul, but Mills will come over to pull that one in for out number 3 as 2 runs come across for Chilton on 4 hits and no errors. So at the end of 2 complete innings of play, it's Chilton 4, Ripon 1. Welcome back to Chilton as we get ready to start the 3rd inning. Top of the 3rd inning for Ripon as Layla Simonis, and I have to apologize, I missed a batter in the batting order when I wrote them down, but Simonis bringing up the bottom of the batting order for Ripon. Swing and a miss by Layla as she starts things off here in the top of the 3rd inning for the Tigers. Ripon Tigers, that is. And a hit out to short center field, and that's going to put Simonis on base. Base hit for Layla Simonis, and coming up is the top of the order for Ripon, Abby Radloff.
Number 2, Abby Radloff.
Abby Radloff, and Ripon's gonna put in a courtesy runner. Emily Kajabuski gonna go in and run for Simonis. Emily Kajabuski, the other pitcher for Ripon, sometimes plays right field, but today she's getting a well-deserved rest. First pitch to Radloff is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. To Abby Radloff. Kajabuski at first with no outs here in the top of the 3rd inning for Ripon. And a ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes for Abby. Ripon trailing here 4-1. Looking to get some runs on the board, and Radloff gets on base on a hit by pitcher. Puts runners at first and second now for the Tigers with no outs. Brings up third baseman Cassidy Motter for the Tigers, Ripon Tigers. I gotta remember to distinguish between Ripon and Chilton, as they're both Tigers. Have that same issue when Chilton and Ripon play in boys basketball. They've been playing each other for the last couple of years. So Cassidy Motter takes the ball on the first pitch. First pitch from Schmitz. She winds up for the second pitch. And a bunt by Motter. That's going to move back runners around to second and third on the sacrifice bunt by Cassidy Motter. That'll be out number one. So Lexi Miller steps up to the plate for the Tigers. And she'll bounce with this one on a chopper, and that's going to go to first, and we're going to have the bases loaded up. But Kozhebowski rounds third and comes home for the run. So that cuts the lead in half. Ripon now trailing Chilton by 4-2 here in the top of the third inning. As Lexi Miller ends up getting a base hit. That'll put runners at first and third with Avery Makarevich stepping to the plate. We want to welcome her grandmother watching us, and Lexi Miller will go down to second, so now runners at second and third for the Ripon Tigers. Makarevich with a one strike count. And she'll pop this one up, and that's going to drop for a base hit. That's going to bring in one run. Miller goes to third, rounds it, coming home, and that's going to be a stand-up run for Lexi Miller, and Ripon ties it up here. That should tie the score up, I believe, at 4-4. Just double checking with Jason here, because they've only got 3 runs on the board for Ripon on the scoreboard. So Allie Bumby pulls one back for strike one. Makarevich was almost to second base, but she'll have to go back to first. One out for Ripon. Makarevich going to second. She'll be called out as the catcher throws it down to second. Gets her out, trying to steal second. That makes the second out of the inning. Welcome Avery's grandparents in, as I'm sure they're watching today. And swing and a miss by Bumby is going to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, and she strikes out for out number 3. But Ripon gets 3 runs across to even up the score here this afternoon at 4-4. We will get ready to start the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be back in just a moment. Coming back here in the bottom of the third inning, first batter up for Chilton, Megan Myers. Ripon tied things up here in the top of the third inning at 4-4. Myers pops it up. Erica Mills will come up to grab that one for her. Out number one. Good job by Erica Mills rather. She comes up to pull in that pop-up right next to the pitcher, Simonis, for out number one. Brings up Macy Monroe, a lefty for Chilton. She'll hit this one dead out to Lexi Miller on a line drive. Miller right there to pull it in for out number two. So 2 away for Chilton with Abigail Yadis coming up to the plate. She grounded out to second base for the first out of the last inning. Now she starts things off with a ball on the first pitch from Simonis. Simonis with the next pitch, that's going to be a ball as well. So 2 balls, no strikes from Layla to Yadis. She winds up for the second or third pitch, and that's going to go right back to Erica Mills for the third out. 3 up, 3 down for Chilton as Ripon holds the score at Ripon 4, Chilton 4. Back here at Chilton as we have a new pitcher in the game for Chilton. So Schmitz is being replaced at the pitcher position by Macy Monroe. Monroe comes in from left field. And I'm not sure who's in left field. And it must be Schmitz, because I think Schmitz and Monroe probably just switched positions. So Schmitz is in left field, and Erica Mills steps up to the plate to get things started here in the top of the fourth inning for the Ripon Tigers. She will take a ball to start things out here. So 1 ball, no strikes to Erica Mills as she's the first batter up to open things up here in the fourth inning for Ripon. Ripon looking to put some runs up. Monroe, a lefty pitcher. And another ball to Erica. 2 balls, no strikes to Erica as Monroe comes in to relieve Schmitz. Now 3 balls, no strikes to Erica Mills. And now a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike as looks like Chilton has another girl going into the pitcher's warm-up area over there to warm up. And now a chopper going to go out into center field past second base, and that's going to put Mills on base. That's her second base hit of the day.
Number 16, Eva Baker.
Okay, correction. I guess that's her second on base, but first base hit. I had her down for a base hit last inning. But I've been corrected. I marked it as a base hit, and it should have been a fielder's choice. Now, Eva Baker steps up to the plate. Eva playing left field for Ripon. As first pitch to Eva is a ball. Baker flew out to center field last inning. She takes, last time she was up to bat, which was actually the second inning. This is the fourth inning, so 2 balls now to Baker. Strikes, runner at first, no outs. And another ball, so 3 balls, no strikes to Eva Baker. No outs here in the top of the fourth inning for Ripon, and Baker will take a base on balls. That'll put runners at first and second with no outs for Ripon. And Avery Downs playing right field for Ripon. Downs flew out to the shortstop. He's going to hit it to the shortstop, but it's going to go past her for a base hit. And that's going to load the bases up here in the top of the fourth inning for the Tigers. 2 base hits out of 3 at-bats so far. And that'll bring up Layla Simonis. Simonis got on a base hit last inning. Yeah, that was the third inning when she got on. So Layla Simonis steps up with no outs, bases loaded, and takes a ball on the first pitch from Monroe. Macy Monroe doing the pitching chores now for Chilton. And Simonis ticks that one foul for strike 1. On deck for Ripon will be Abby Radloff. So far, Ripon with a good showing here against this Chilton team, who has a 15-2 record, overall record this year. As Simona now with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. No outs and bases loaded. We're here in the top of the fourth inning. Ripon at bat. And she ticked that one foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Layla Simonis. No outs and bases loaded. Base hit for Simonis will mean a run. Layla with the base hit in the last inning. And that one's going to go past third base hit, and that'll bring in 1 run. And the runners will hold, bases will remain loaded. Nice job by Simone as she drilled that one, ground ball right past the third baseman for a base hit. So runners will advance. Mills comes in to score. RBI by Simonis. So still no outs. For the Tigers, Ripon Tigers, as Radloff steps up to the plate. Radloff, 1 ball, no strikes. And she'll take ball 2. Nice stop by the catcher to keep that ball from getting past her. That holds the runners on base for Ripon. Baker at third. Bases loaded, no outs. With 2 balls for Radloff, fouls it down the third base line for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Abby. And that's going to be a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike to Abby. On deck is Cassidy Motter. As Radloff will foul this one back out of bounds down the third base side of the field. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Abby Radloff. No outs, bases loaded. And she'll hit that one deep to left field. That's going to be all the way back to the fence, 220 feet. That's going to bring in 1 run. Downs comes across the score, and that's going to put a runner at third. And Layla Simonis comes across as Radloff tries to get to third, but they tag her out as she got sandwiched in between second and third. Call it a sacrifice by Radloff to bring a run in. Yeah, at least that's what I'm going to call it. But Ripon takes the lead here this afternoon with 4 runs so far here in the top of the 4th inning. And we're going to have another new pitcher in for Chilton as Brianna Ott will come in to pitch. Ott coming in to pitch for Chilton. Ott is the 3rd pitcher here to pitch here so far this afternoon for Chilton. And Ott was the designated person in the batting order. So Ott warming up now as some changes being made for Chilton. And we'll try to get those updated to you. So Ott ready to pitch, and with 1 out, Cassidy Motter comes up. Four runs have come across, and Motter takes the first pitch. She takes a ball. Ball 1, 1 out. No runners on for Ripon. And Motter tips it back, foul for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cassidy Motter. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Hoping to get some updates on boys baseball and girls soccer scores in regional action today. And Motter pops that one up, foul, and the catcher can't get to it. Nice dive by the catcher, but she couldn't get it in, and Cassidy Motter now with 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the board. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. I have to check with my right-hand man, actually my left-hand man. So Cassidy Motter still at bat. And she'll hit that one over the shortstop's head for a base hit. She'll go to first, round it. Good job by Motter. Nice, easy touch for a base hit. Cassidy Motter hasn't had a lot of luck getting base hits lately, but a nice, easy swing puts it over the shortstop's head for a base hit here this afternoon as Lexi Miller steps up to the plate. First pitch, it's going to be a strike. Looked like it was right at the knees. So no balls, 1 strike. 1 out, runner at first for Ripon. 4 runs have come across to give Ripon an 8-4 lead here over Chilton this afternoon. Lexi Miller waits for the pitch, and that's going to be a base hit right up the middle. Going to go out. Motter's going to round second, but go back on the throw-in. So that puts runners at first and second on the base hit by Lexi Miller. Brings up Avery Makarevich. Avery, the catcher, she had a base hit in the third inning, but got tagged out at second trying to steal. So 1 out for Ripon, and Makarevich falls that one back for strike one on her first pitch from Ott. So Brianna Ott winds it up once again for Chilton. And that's going to be a bouncer over to third base. She can't control it, and the bases are going to be loaded for Ripon, and that's going to be an error on the third base. It's going to load up the bases for Ripon with Allie Bumby coming up to bat. Allie watches the first pitch go across the plate for strike one. Allie's the last batter in the lineup here in the fourth inning. And everybody's batted around. That's going to be a soft hit. And actually the catcher comes in, makes a nice catch. Motter's going to come across to score. And we've got a runner safe at third. That's Lexi Miller. As Miller goes to third. But sacrifice hit by Bumby.
Number 14, Erica Mills.
And Erica Mills is going to come up to bat. That was a nice charging catch by the center fielder for Chilton. Center fielder is Emily Rohrig. And Mills fouls this one away. Now has no ball, 2 strike count. Mills starting her second time around batting here in the fourth inning. She started it. So runners at second and third base. And this is going to be a ground ball over to short. She'll pick it up, throw it over to first as they get the third out of the inning. But Ripon gets 5 runs across.
1 error, 2 left on base. We're in the bottom of the fourth.
And our score at the end of 3.5 innings of play, it's going to be Ripon 9, Chilton 4. Back here in Chilton, welcome as we're bringing you Ripon Tigers girls softball here against Chilton Tigers this afternoon. Ripon leading here at the end of 3 1/2 innings of play, 9-4 over the Chilton Tigers. First batter up for Chilton will be the young lady that came in to pitch in the top of the fourth inning. That'll be Brianna Ott. Ott with the base hit back in the second inning for Chilton. She's going to bounce one over to Motter. Nice scoop by Motter over to first, and that's going to be the out. Out number one, as Cassidy Motter scoops it up on a nice bounce. Nice bouncing catch. So, bottom of the order now for Chilton, Morgan Owens. Morgan had a triple back in the second inning, as Simonis pitches a strike on the first pitch to Owens. Next pitch in there for a strike, so no balls, 2 strikes to Owens. And I stand corrected. Kajabuski in the pitch now for Ripon. I thought Layla Simonis was still pitching, but I looked up and it's a number of Kajabuski. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now it's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes to Owens. Morgan Owens. Bottom of the fourth inning. Ripon leading here 9-4, and another ball now loads up the count for Morgan Owens. 1 out. Owens at bat. She's going to get a base on balls, as Emily Kajabuski walks her 4 straight balls. And that's going to bring up the top of the lineup for Chilton, Emily Roerig. And the first pitch to Roerig will be a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Runner on with 1 out for Chilton. And another strike now to Roerig. No balls, 2 strikes. Hopefully we'll have an update on the girls soccer and the boys baseball games here this afternoon for you, as they're playing. Boys are at Xavier this afternoon. Girls soccer is at Plymouth. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Roerig. She'll take another ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Emily Roerig. One out, and another ball. That's going to load the count, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Roerig. She tags that one, throw it over to second on the fielder's choice for the second out. So Emily Kajabuski throws that back to Abby Radlaw for out number 2. That'll put Roerig on first on the fielder's choice, and brings up another lefty, Callie Wolfel. Wolfel on the first pitch takes the ball. Makarivich throws it down the first to Mills. They try to get Roerig off the base, but she gets back in time. Callie Wolfel at the plate with 2 outs and a ball, and she'll hit that one straight over to Allie Bumby for out number 3, as Bumby reaches off to her right and pulls that one in for the out. Out number 3. Chilton gets nothing across here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as our score remains at the end of 4 complete innings of play. Ripon 9, Chilton 4.
Leading off for Ripon, number 15, Eva Baker.
Back here in the top of the 5th inning, Ripon leads it 9-4. Eva Baker, the first batter up for the Ripon Tigers. Eva has come across to score a run for Ripon. And she hits this one right past the pitcher, and shortstop dives and stops it, but can't get up in time to get it over to first base for the out. So Baker with a base hit to start things off here. Right past the pitcher, and the shortstop had to make a dive to stop that ball from getting any further. As Avery Downs with a hit out to left center field, right center field. And that's going to be out number 1, as Baker will hold on first base. That'll bring up Emily Kajabuski, who took over pitching duties for Simonis last inning, or the bottom of the 4th inning rather. And Kajabuski pops it up on the first pitch and dropped by the shortstop. And that's going to put runners at first and second, but it's going to be an infield fly. So that's going to put Baker out for out number 2.
Number 2, Abby Radloff.
And Emily Kajabuski is on first. Abby Radloff, leadoff batter up for Ripon. And a high pitch is going to be ball 1 to Abby. And then they throw it down to first, trying to get Kajabuski out at first, but she gets back in time. Radloff with a, well, they haven't put it up on the board yet, so I'm not sure what the count is, but she'll tip this one back. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Radloff. Two outs here for Ripon. 1 runner on first base for Ripon Tigers. And Abby Radloff at the plate with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. She'll hit that one right over to third, and she'll pick it up, hit it, throw it over to first for the 3rd out of the top of the 5th inning. Ripon gets nothing across on 1 hit. So the score at the end of 4 1/2 innings, it's Ripon 9, Chilton 4. For them. Back here in Chilton to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Chilton coming to bat. First batter up will be Ariel Schneider. We got a change in the lineup for Ripon, and she's going to hit a high pop-up. That's going to go out to left field, and Avery Downs going to pull that in for out number 1 on the pop-up. Fly ball by Ariel Schneider. But in at second base for Bumby is Jessica Kletke. As the next batter up is Andrea Schmitz for Chilton. She takes a ball on the first pitch from Kajabuski. with 1 out. And she'll hit this one to Radloff, and she's going to be safe as Mills can't get that one in on ball. Bad throw by Radloff. Has to be an error on Radloff on the bad throw. So that'll put a runner at first with Megan Myers stepping up to the plate. And she'll hit it foul for strike one. 1 out, runner at first. And 1 strike to Megan Myers. So a ball now to Myers. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Myers from Kujabuski. Bottom of the 5th inning. Ripon leading here 9-4. Hits the ball to Kletke at second. Radloff pulls it in for the out at second base on the 4th. Fielder's choice puts Myers on first. The out is at second on the lead runner. Macy Monroe comes up to the plate. First pitch is going to be a ball as Makarevich throws it down to Mills, trying to get the lead runner out. Myers, the runner on base for Chilton with 2 outs. And Monroe takes a strike, making it a 1 ball, 1 count, one ball, 1 strike count. 1 runner on. And this is going to be a chopper over to first base, but it's going to go foul. Erica scooped it up, but it was foul when she scooped it up. So Myers now with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Make that a 1 ball, 2 strike count. And this one, she hits over to shortstop, and they get her out for the 3rd out at first base. Nice throw. Nice pickup, actually, by Abby Radloff. And a fire over to first for the out. At the end of 5 complete innings of play, our score remains Ripon 9, Chilton 4. Starting up top of the 6th inning here from Chilton. Ripon leading 9-4 over Chilton. Cassidy Motter stepping into the batter's box to start the top of the 6th. As she takes a ball on the first pitch from Ott. 1 ball, no strikes to Cassidy Motter. And the next one hits her. Cassidy Motter, the most hit batter by Ripon, or for Ripon. Oh, they're bringing her back? They said it didn't hit her?
No, it said that she leaned into it.
Oh, okay, so that's a strike, I guess. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Motter. Said she leaned into the pitch. And this time, but she makes up for it with a base hit. Past second base, that'll put her on first. She rounds first. And that'll bring up Lexi Miller for the Tigers. Miller with a base hit in the 4th inning. Lexi has come across to score a run so far today for Ripon. She pops this one up. This one's going to be caught by the right fielder along the first baseline for out number 1. Brings up Avery Makarevich.
Number 11, Avery Makarevich.
Avery got on an error in the 4th inning. 1 out, runner on for Ripon as Makarevich takes a big swing. And running down to second is Motter. She'll get there safe. Makarevich with 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike to Avery Makarevich. And we've got timeout on the field as the catcher going to go out and talk to Brianna Ott quickly. Coach for Chilton came out to talk to the official or the umpire. And now we got time called back in. Makarevich back at the plate. And a ball should be a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Makarevich. 1 out. Runner at second for Ripon. And another ball now to Avery. Makes it 2 balls, 1 strike. As Makarevich waits for the next pitch. That's going to be a ball as well. 3 balls, 1 strike to Avery. Ripon leading here in the top of the 6th inning, 9-4. Makarevich with 3 balls, 1 strike, and the next one's going to be a ball. It's going to put her on base on a base on balls. So that'll have runners at first and second with Allie Bumby. Excuse me, coming up to bat is Kylie Bussey. When I looked up and saw there was a different number, I knew it wasn't Bumby. Bussey up to bat now for Bumby. Actually for Jessica Kletke. Kletke came into play last inning for Bumby, and Motter going to go to third. Makarevich will go to second on a passed ball. So Bussey with 1 ball, no strikes to her. Kylie Bussey at the plate, 1 ball. And now another ball on a low pitch. 2 balls, no strikes to Kylie Bussey. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Kylie steps back up to the plate and ticks this one back for a foul. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Kylie. 1 out, runners at second and third for Ripon. If I kind of hesitate, that's only because I want to say for the Tigers, but they're both Tigers, so gotta say Ripon and Chilton here today. And Bussey pops it up, and the second baseman gonna go back to pull that one in. The throw is to home, and the umpire doesn't know what to call, and another run comes in. So I'm not sure what our call is going to be here. The catcher is down for Chilton. And there hasn't been any complete call here by the umpire, but we should have 2 runs across for Ripon. The umpire's made no call. So we're going to have to wait to see what they do here. I'm going to take a little bit of a break while things are Okay, coming back here, we've got a clarification on what took place here at the plate. 2-run score for Ripon. Kylie Bussey was out as I believe it was the second baseman caught the ball on the pop-up by Bussey. Makes it 2 outs. 2 runs have come across to score for Ripon. And now a hit by Mills out to center field. It's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. But Ripon gets 2 runs across. Adds 2 more in the top of the 6th to make it an 11-4 score in favor of Ripon. Back here in Chilton, Ripon expands their lead here in the top of the 6th inning to 11-4 over Chilton. So we start the bottom of the 6th inning. First batter up for Chilton will be Abigail Yadis. Yadis takes a strike on the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Yadis the first batter, and she's going to chop this one to Motter at third. Throws it over to first for out number 1. Mills had to stretch for that one, but they're going to double check it. And the home plate umpire is also saying it's an out, so an out at first on the throw by Motter to Mills. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Chilton brings up Brianna Ott. And Ott with a big swing and a miss. 1 out. Ott with no balls, 1 strike. Second pitch is a strike as she watches that one go by. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This one's going to be a ball. Ripon leading here, 11-4. In the bottom of the 6th inning with Chilton at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls this one for a strike. Count will hold at 1 ball, 2 strikes for Brianna Ott. As Brianna steps back up to the plate. And it's going to be an outside pitch for a ball. It was a nice looking pitch from this angle, but umpire said it was outside for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brianna Ott. And she'll hit that one right past third base on the ground. Going to go out into left field for a base hit. And that's going to bring up Morgan Owens. Owens had a triple. And we're going to have a new batter in, number 15, Delaney Bing, for Chilton. First pitch is a strike to Bing. And the umpire calls time. So apparently the umpire wasn't ready and Layla wanted to pitch. She was ready. Emily, my mistake. I apologize for that. And it worked out for Emily as she pitches a strike, makes it no balls, 2 strikes, 2 Bing. Laney Bing, she'll hit a fly ball out to Ava Baker, and Baker with a nice scoop. Reached down almost to the ground, scooped that one up for out number 2. Nice job by Ava Baker. Nice hit, stolen away by Eva Baker out in left field for Bing. Batter up is Emily Rohrig. And ground ball to first base, Erica Mills for Emily Rohrig, and that's going to be out, number 3. So no runs come across for Chilton on 1 hit. And at the end of 6 complete innings of play, it's Ripon 11, Chilton 4. Back here at Chilton, starting the top of the 7th inning, it's Eva Baker. First pitch to Baker is a ball. She starts things off. Eva has a base hit this afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike to Baker. And she waits for the next pitch by Brianna Ott. And she'll pop this one up high. Shortstop running for it, and left fielder running for it. And left fielder grabs it for out number 1. Out in left field. So that'll bring up for Ripon. And that's going to be number 3.
Number 3 now batting.
And number 3 is Alyssa Swanke getting the chance to bat. She comes in for Avery Downs here in the 7th inning. So Swanke steps up to bat with 1 out. And a big swing and a miss for a strike 1. 1 out for Ripon. Swanke, the second batter in the order here in this inning. And she'll take a ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alyssa. She'll wait for the pitch from Ott. And another ball to Alyssa. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count here on Swanke. Everybody getting a chance to play for Ripon here today. She'll foul that one back for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Swanke. Got a nice breeze blowing here under our tent. dugout for the girls, they say, is quite hot, but it's a brick stone, and I'm sure that that's sucking in the heat as Swanke hits it out to center field for out number 2. That'll bring up the bottom of the batting order for Ripon. Emily Kajabuski.
Number 7, Emily Kuskowski.
Kajabuski steps up to the plate. And a strike called on the first pitch to Emily. And she'll wait for the pitch from Ott. She winds it up, bunts it down the first base line. First baseman will come in and grab it, and she'll get on a bunt hit. Nice job by Kajabuski to get on base. With 2 outs, and Abby Radloff coming up to the plate. Abby, the leadoff batter for Ripon. Abby was hit by the pitcher back in the second inning. That was a different pitcher then. Big swing and a miss now by Radloff for strike 1. 2 outs for Ripon. Runner at first. Ripon leading here in the top of the 7th inning, 11-4 against Chilton. And she'll tip that one back for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Radloff. 2 outs, runner at first here this afternoon. Nice sunny day here in Chilton. And this one she'll fall down the third base line. Count will hold at no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner at first with Radloff at the plate. Radloff steps into the box and waits for the pitch. Wind up by Ott. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball now, 2 strikes to Radloff. As Ott gets ready to wind it up one more time. And a hit by Radloff. She pops it up. Second baseman's going to go over to catch it for out number 3. As Ripon ends the top of the 7th inning, leading with 11, Chilton 4. Back here at Chilton. Going into the bottom of the 7th inning, Ripon leading it here today against Chilton, 11-4. As we get ready to start the bottom of the 7th inning. First batter up for Chilton will be Callie Wolfel, left-hander for the Chilton Tigers. Ripon with a little huddle out there at the pitcher's mound. Ripon on their way to what's going to hopefully be their 4th win in a row going into the regional next Monday at Winneconne. And now a foul ball hit down the first base line by Wolfel for strike 1. Callie back in the 4th inning hit a line drive right to Allie Bumby. Jessica Kletke out there now at second. And this is going to be a pop-up to Motter for out number 1. for Chilton. So Motter charges in for that pop-up, pulls it in for the out, and that'll bring up Ariel Schneider. Schneider, the catcher for Chilton. Bottom of the 7th inning, Ripon leads 11-4. A big swing and a miss by Ariel. No balls, 1 strike to Schneider, 1 out. Schneider, the second batter up here in the inning. And a low pitch is going to be called a ball for 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Chilton trailing here 11-4 against Ripon. Now another ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Schneider. As Kajabuski steps up on the rubber and gets ready to wind it up. And another ball. 3 balls, 1 strike to Schneider by Kajabuski. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning so far. And that one, foul tip for strike 2. That's going to load up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Chilton. As Schneider steps up and tips another one foul down the third base line. Baker will go over to retrieve that ball. So Emily Kajabuski with a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Schneider. And she'll hit that one dead away to center field to Lexi Miller for out number 2. Lexi had to run in about 3 steps to pull that one in. But line drive right out to Lexi Miller brings up Andrea Schmitz. And we got a new batter up, and that's going to be a base hit. Owens. Paige Owens steps in. She gets a base hit on the first pitch. Owens, a junior this year for Chilton, came in to bat. And now we have Megan Myers up with 2 outs. Runner at first, and the first pitch is a ball to Megan Myers. Waiting for the pitch. That's going to be a line drive out to right center field. And Lexi Miller gets over there and grabs it on the first bounce, gets it into second base to keep the runner from advancing to second. The batter at first, the runner got to third. So that puts runners at first and third with 2 outs. And Macy Monroe, new batter is going to be Brianna Bowe. And a big swing and a miss by Bowe. As Chilton clearing their bench to bring more people in and give them the chance to play. And she took a big swing and a miss for a strike. So Emily getting a little bit ahead of the umpire. 2 outs. Runner at first and third with 1 strike to Bowe. And now the next pitch is a strike also. No balls, 2 strikes to Bowe. So Kajabuski out ahead of the batter, and now it's going to be a pop-up out to right field, and Downs can't quite get there as that's going to fall inside the line, and 1 run comes across to score. Actually, 2 runs are going to come across to score, as that's going to make the score 11-6 with 2 outs. A batter, Bowe, ends up with a triple and gets to third. And she did a nice job of placing that ball down the first base line for a triple. So Coach Mavrikowicz with his team out on the mound for a conference with 2 outs. Chilton has scored 2 runs with 2 outs, making the score Ripon 11, Chilton 6. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning this afternoon. And that's going to bring up Abigail Edis as the batter for Chilton. She's got a runner at third, 2 outs. 2 runs have come across to make the score 11-6 in favor of Ripon. Ripon will head by 5 as Edis with a swing and a foul for strike 1. 2 outs, 1 strike to Edis. As Kajabuski with the next pitch. As a ball, 1 strike now to Edis. 2 outs, runner at third base. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Ripon leading 11-6. And this one's going to be a hit. Opposite field hit, drops just in the foul line, down the first base line. And that's going to send the runner all the way over to third. And they get the ball in. Another triple goes out to right field. Another run's going to come in for the Chilton Tigers, as that's going to make it 11-7 as Layla Simonis comes in to right field for Ripon.
For 3. Just a defensive swap is what I mean. And where go out? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They can play anywhere on defense, right? Is that correct?
Okay, a little bit of confusion out here, but we got it straightened out. Ripon has 2 outs on Chilton here. Brianna Ott coming up to bat for Chilton with 2 outs, runner at third. And Chilton has pulled to within 4 of Ripon here in the bottom of the 7th inning, making it Ripon 11, Chilton 7. Runner at third. And the ball to Ott. So 1 ball, no strikes to Brianna Ott with 2 outs and a runner at third. And a strike put in there by Kajabuski. Ott watches that one go by. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Ott. Kajabuski with the next pitch outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 Ott now by Kajabuski. 2 outs. Runner at third. Ripon leading 11-7. And Ott pops it up. And Lexi Miller comes in and hits the edge of her glove. A run will score. Puts a runner at second. So another run scores, making it Ripon 11, Chilton 8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. What you give her on that?
Because she had to run a long way.
Be sure to join us Monday as we will be coming to you from Winneconne as the Tigers will play the Wolves in a WIAA regional matchup. First pitch is scheduled for 5 p.m. Be sure to listen to Tiger Beat on 93.1 and 1600 AM WRPN The Wave every Thursday morning at about 8:20 a.m. for updates of what is taking place in Ripon High School sports, brought to you by Accurate Controls in Ripon. Once again, final score today from Chilton: Ripon 11, Chilton 8. I'm Bruce Link alongside our executive producer, Jason Motter, saying good evening, everybody. Be safe. Thanks for joining us, and as always, stay Tiger proud.